I'm going to show you how to get epic sear marks on a gas grill. Today we're going to be using the Denali 405, and I am very impressed with this smart grill. Not only do you have the app interface, you can track the temperatures of your meats. If you're looking for something just fun and easy to use in your backyard. This is the 4-burner model. They do have a 6, a little bit overkill for me in this space here, but the 4 is perfect. So today we are going to be doing a tri-tip, one of my favorite cuts of meat. It is thick, so there is a little trick to it, but I'm gonna show you how to get perfect results every single time on this Denali. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to take off the warming rack. We aren't gonna need this until later, so I'm gonna put this to the side. And I'm going to also remove the rotisserie, because we're not gonna need that. Lighting this thing is super, super easy. I'm just gonna turn my burners to max. We're gonna hit the igniter. And now we got a flame going. Beautiful. Now the cool thing is, I also have, there's a button on the side here I can press, and that is going to light up the dials. And the dial color will actually change color depending on if you have it all the way up, it's gonna be red. And if it's set to low, it's gonna actually go towards blue. So it kind of visually gives you a color guide. I don't need it, so I'm just gonna turn that off just to save battery. But what's also battery powered is you can hit on right here. And so for the control board on the side here, it's going to tell you what the temperature is at grate level, which is very handy to know, like what's the internal temperature of the grill. And then you can also plug some probes into here, and that is gonna be handy for the end of our cook. So I'm gonna let these cast iron grates get screaming hot right now. So I'm gonna close the lid, and I'm gonna show you how to get some awesome, beautiful sear marks. And then once we're done searing, I'm gonna put the warming rack in. We're gonna put the tri-tip on top of the warming rack and then put a probe inside to that. And then we're gonna wait to pull it. So we're probably gonna pull it around 127 to about 130. And after a rest of 5 or 10 minutes, we're gonna cut in. It's gonna be beautiful, medium rare, medium. Cook it to however you want it. But yeah, we'll tune back in when this grill is up to temperature. All right, the star of the show is going to be this beautiful tri-tip, already trimmed. I got at HEB. Look at the quality on that thing. That is just crazy marbling on that thing. For seasoning, we're gonna do 2 parts. We're gonna do Galindo's Texas Trinity. This is more of your salt, pepper, and garlic. And then for a little bit of flavor and spice, we're gonna be doing Texas Beef Hog. Really good flavor there. So we're gonna start with the Texas Trinity rub. Just some good Texas flavors for sure. And we're gonna do both sides. I'm gonna leave the this fat cap on. It's not too thick, not too crazy. So we're just gonna let it do its thing. And you just wanna make sure you're getting all sides here. Keep it simple. And now for color, we got the beef hog. That's just gonna add a splash of color to this. Can't go wrong with this combo. If you're in San Antonio, you can get these at Barbecue Outfitters. And I know Rick personally, he's a good dude. So if you go to his channel, you'll see me in his live streams. We're always hanging out, causing a ruckus, but man, oh man. And that is it. All right, this grill is already 700 degrees, so it's showtime. All right, so to get good sear marks and to get that really nice crosshatch, I like finding 2 corners, and those corners are gonna act as my guide. So when I'm rotating the steak, I know that if I'm pointing one at one corner, I'm gonna point the other one. So I'm gonna show you how this looks at real time. So right now, I'm just gonna set this down. You're gonna hear a sear. And then I'm just gonna press down. You really wanna make sure you're getting some really good contact, and that's gonna help get that really, really nice sear on there. So not for long, about probably 1.5 minutes per side. So we're gonna close the lid, let it do its magic, and we're gonna check it out in about 1.5 minutes. All right, we are back. Let me pull this off and see those marks right there? Beautiful, right? We're gonna set it down. And now this is basically facing that corner. And this is gonna help us really get that crosshatch. Now, if you do use a steak weight, you can put a weight on top. It's actually not really good to leave the steak weight on the whole time, just because as the meat actually starts shrinking, you're going to have those lines move on you. So if you just press it down a little bit, it's gonna be fine, and we'll check back in about a minute and a half. All right, whoop. Let's lift this up. Look at that. Tell me that's not beautiful. So now we got the awesome lines in there. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this back down, and then we're just gonna check on it about a minute and a half. Oh, hens yeah. So now we're gonna pull this and then now face it the other way. Woo! Beautiful. We're gonna be eating good. All right, now we're gonna take the burners and we're gonna turn them to medium high, because we're done with our searing. Man, does that look good or what? So now we're going to put in our warming rack. Put it up on the warming rack, just like so. Now I'm gonna take the probe and I am going to find the center, stick that in. And now all we have to do is close it up and wait. So right now it's telling me it's at a 70 degrees internal temperature. And now we just want that to slowly climb up to about 130 degrees. And once that does, we're gonna pull it, let it rest. So right now, kick back, grab a cold one, and we'll tune back in when it's time to pull. All right, we hit the internal temperature of 130. Let's pull this off. Before we let it rest, I'm going to take this popcorn salt. Just gonna put a little bit on top of that. And we are going to wrap this up to let it rest. And it's under foil for two reasons. One, that's gonna help it finish coming up to temperature, and it's going to help get those stupid flies, if there are any, to make sure they're not crawling over your meat. So we'll come back in about 10 minutes and check this out. All right, got my trusty knife. It's been 10 minutes. She is rested. Look at that. Not only do we have an epic sear mark on that, look at the juice. Beautiful. Let's get this thing on the cutting board. And you don't want to throw this juice away just yet. Just yet. So we're just going to put it to the side. So you have the grains running this way. First cut right about here. Beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. Man, juice for days, that is for sure. Let's go in here, make the cuts. If you want it less rare, you can cook it longer. If you want it cooked more rare, cook it, let it rest a little bit shorter. But yeah, this pretty much is medium rare here, medium rare. Now, before we dig in, I'm going to take some of this popcorn salt. Just going to lightly sprinkle it over the top. And now the juice in that foil, we're just going to come here, drizzle that on top. Money. Money. All right, now my favorite part. As good as it gets. Can't go wrong with tri-tip. Any questions, leave them in the comment section. Great cook, gonna bring this in, feed the family right now. Catch you guys on the next one. Grill Sergeant out.